Straight into it, no nonsense, no messing about. We have got OwlBBs versus Arch Nemesis. It's a Sora versus Ryu showdown, Peter. What are we looking at here, sir?
This is a matchup I don't think many people would expect to see in winners finals. Arch Nemesis has made an insane run today. Little bit hidden boss, he is a native to the Heart of Gaming, been doing really well at Lab recently. But now he's shown up on the big stage, taken out scores, taken out Darkstalker. And here he is, winners finals against OwlBBs.
And it was no fluke. That was a 3-0 against Darkstalker, who was seeded to have a very, very clean waltz into Grands. Nevertheless, he has proven himself to be a real threat, but OwlBBs is the #1 seed. And you can already start to see it right here as neutral opens up here on the green of PS2. Arch Nemesis is struggling a little bit, but he is able to find a fantastic down tilt Shoryuken to close out the first stop.
Arch Nemesis was down 30%, but all that meant is he had a bit of rage, and Rage Rio, it's disgusting. Got down tilt at 71%, killed him, and he is sitting very pretty, showing why he is a force to be reckoned with.
Amen, amen to that, and I really do like the matchup spread here. Obviously, one of the most interesting things about OwlBBs is they have a very consistent and strong character pool. Like, they have a whole bunch of tools they can bring out, but the Sora here, I genuinely think, is a really fantastic answer to Ryu. Someone we don't see too often, but if you want to punish someone's lousy recovery, hey, just pick someone with about 16 different recoveries, Focus.
You know it. Like, there's... like, in that situation, like, OwlBBs pinged some thunder towards him, able to get the stock there from the ledge, from the corner, and he's good. I think a lot of players don't have the like the edge guarding capability. Like Ryu really struggles off stage, right? But if you're not making it hurt, it's barely a weakness. But Owl is making it count like significantly.
It certainly is. I don't know if you've caught this, but that is a really interesting thing I did not know. Sora, when crouching, that animation, you can low profile Shoryuken.
That's, yeah.
Or Hadouken, sorry, my mistake.
And that's so useful because a key part of Ryu's neutral game
is... Key part?
Yeah.
Big key part.
You know it. Like, he sends those Hadoukens out. If you shield it, if you shield the Shakunetsu, oh, that's a really nice down tilt Tatsu. Gonna give Arch Nemesis the lead. Who would have thought that this would be this would be happening? Arch Nemesis, people probably don't really know who he is apart from the Lab crowd, and yet here he is, winners finals winning. But the Shakunetsu, like, it forces you to shield. And if you shield it, you take a lot of damage. You put yourself in a bad situation if you're forced to shield it. If you can just crouch under it, right, you are in a really good spot. You don't take any shield damage. You're able to close the space. You can even get a hit off on Sora Flat.
Well, it's certainly working. Looks like Arch Nemesis absolutely trapping OwlBBs. Doesn't matter if he goes high or goes low. He's able to find it. Focus actually able to get back nice and cleanly right there. More Focus, more problems, Focus. What are we looking at, sir?
You know it. And oh, wow, that... You can counter it, but the hitbox is not going to hit low enough to actually hit Nemesis. But this damage is just rising and rising, and you'd think that eventually a strong hit from Nemesis from OwlBBs is going to take Nemesis stock. We are at a relatively even spot. That's an interesting interaction. The Hadoukens are going to be very... They're key, right? Oh, that should have been the game, but you went the wrong way. A little accidental reverse. That's going to cost... Never mind, it's not going to cost you, because Arch Nemesis is unfazed and finds the down tilt Tatsu to kill off the top, taking game 1 against OwlBBs.
And unfazed is a great way to put it. Arch Nemesis just playing absolutely fabulously against a character that, for all intents and purposes, should really be putting him through the ringer. You saw OwlBBs, when he threw him off stage, trying to push that advantage, trying to use Sora's ludicrous aerial mobility to just force him off the Gimpet, but it's just not happening. He's being forced to fight on stage, and he's losing those matchups. Yeah.
And you think Sora's like a little... He's a slow character, camper, zoner, whatever you like to call it. But... Arch Nemesis, he's able to play that war of attrition. He's able to shoot his own fireballs. They go through the Blizzaga, which is really, really interesting. And it's going to disrupt Fundaga. I believe that Owl is able to sort of out-tempo the Hadoukens with his own fireball, which is quite interesting. But when you can, once you switch off that, you can Arch Nemesis can sort of sit back, throw out those fireballs, and you can't really come back.
Yeah, well,
he's off to a really good start.
It's a crazy start, right?
Surprised.
As we move on to a much larger stage to play with. Not sure how much it's going to help out OwlBBs, but he's definitely got a little more space to play with. Tries to go for a bit of a nuke. Managed to find a fabulous 50% on there. Eventually is broken out by the focus, though. Finally going to eat a fireball to the face. A bit of a clash, but he's going for a sonic wave. Close the distance. Arch Nemesis playing a little bit patiently, not forcing anything, not going crazy, because he knows he just needs one opening compared to OwlBBs, who needs quite a few to force him into a situation that is bad enough to take a kill.
Absolutely, like he's sort of clawed back this 50% deficit just from fireballs. It's interesting that the fighting game character is the one camping Sora. He's got Faraga, access to Faraga at all percents at any moment, whereas Owl has to cycle through, and it's really hurting him, I have to say.
Certainly is. Using the counter to get through those fireballs. We have seen OwlBBs really does like using this counter more as just kind of a mix-up option, not specifically to find a hit, but just to avoid any potential follow-up, to stall the match a little bit longer so that he can find a way, that key stretching all the way through the floor. And he is able to take the opening gambit against Arch Nemesis. Let's see if Arch can stabilize, or if OwlBB truly has got the download right now. As we're back into neutral, Sonic Wave coming out, focused to break it down, but he's going to chase him all the way to the edge. There's another fireball, multiple hits, multiple smacks. Sends him off as we are greeted with a fat off final destination focus. That
fireball pressure into the back air in the corner has been so strong for Arch Nemesis. He's able to just condition Owl, and it's really weird seeing that. But he's making Owl go where he wants him to, and punishing for jumping into that space. And remember when Arch Nemesis was down? He's gone. He's already up 20.
Absolutely.
One hit.
Defeated that deficit right now. Arch Nemesis peeking like a mic right now as he manages to end in. Cancels the Sonic Boom a little bit early, but instead Arch Nemesis pushes the advantage, catches it. Back through to send him off. This is where Owl wants to be. Thundaga is ready.
You need to kill him now, Owl, and there you go, you have it. You need to exploit that Ryu recovery. It's not good at all. And it's really decisive back air in the corner. If you can just once you hit Ryu out of the jump, they are sitting duck. They are just going to tattoo their way into your tender, loving arms, and you're going to take.
Let him hit the floor, please, right now. As a combo comes out, a massive advantage countered by OwlBBs almost immediately. There's the spin and kick to the side, but it's not quite enough. Fast fall to avoid the fireball as well. Not quite. Going to catch him there, and that's the power of Sora. They can delay themselves so easily. So hard to 2-frame, so hard to get those feet on the ground. Arch Nemesis, what is the plan as Thundaga comes through? Let's see if we can find an up tilt. Not quite enough right now, as you have to play it perfectly. OwlBB's not quite willing to give him an inch, while Arch Nemesis needs a mile. And OwlBB's equalizes 1-1.
That was really commanding stuff from Owl, you have to say. Hitting Arch Nemesis back in the corner of his own. He genuinely just ran away with that game, that roast. Like, yeah. he had a lead, he sat on that lead, and Arch Nemesis kind of, he honestly struggled to get the kill. He wasn't able to close the space. Yeah, Owl had Owl had the stage control, and so that means he's able to retreat, able to get out. He doesn't have to scrap against Ryu. It's really useful, and I wonder how Arch Nemesis is going to find his way in, going to try and close the space, try and get out in the corner.
Well, I think space is definitely the word you are looking for. I imagine we are immediately going back to somewhere a little bit more compact. I think we've got to be seeing maybe something like in a small battlefield. Not as compact, but still giving him a little bit more freedom to move. We saw when we lost those platforms, we went to a more Final Destination-esque. That's when things became very difficult, because OwlBBs was able to play the space very well, getting so much advantage off of those Firagas. Not a whole lot Arch Nemesis could do. He needs to fix up on approaching, but it's whether OwlBBs is going to let him focus.
You know it. And I think what was really key in that game was how... Has the game started, or are they just...
We're just hanging out.
Good check. There we go. Perfect timing.
You've got great intuition, Peter.
They were waiting a little too long. When Arch Nemesis is playing from behind, he can't just fireball camp. He has to force the issue. He has to find his way in. So it's like this first stop could honestly be decisive in that roast.
Certainly could. We have seen both of these players finding these crazy strings, just as OwlBBs is trying to find right there. Early air dodge to avoid a potential nuke, but the down smash actually shifts gets the hurt box. Able to find a punish there, and that's the Sora special. Just able to live in the sky, Focus. And what do you even do about that as an FGC stunted Ryu?
Honestly, when you get sent at that awful down smash angle, there is very little you can do. Owl played that situation perfectly, able to get that forward out. And just a little baby hit, the 1-2, and you knew that was it. Ryu just can't make it back like that, man.
Man, slow moving projectiles just to keep it going.
He also can't edge guard. Like, Owl doesn't have to worry about it. He just worries about how, he can mix up how he gets the ledge, what time he gets off. But he's not going to get him. Ryu can't go out there. He can't.
So it can be reverse fire. Actually, can give a bit of an opening here as Arch Nemesis to find his way in.
Sticking out that stanky leg. Not getting the kill for it though.
Yeah, not able to make it all the way up. Thundaga is ready. Certainly we're going to drop and use it. Are we not there, Owl? He's threatening it right now. Can't quite get it, but he scoops him from a mile away. Focus. Sends him up, sends him out, and now the rolls are reversed. The back air comes out. Can we force him all the way? Instead, an early air dodge back to the stage, but looks like Arch Nemesis wants a little bit of ground. There's the kick. There's the spin. And finally, OwlBBs takes a loss, but 1:17 on the clock, Focus. OwlBBs still definitely in the driver's seat.
That means nothing to Ryu. All it means is a little bit of rage, but it does mean you get sent a little bit too far. Going to be sent off the top with the up air.
Exactly.
And now, once again, he is a full stop behind. He's not going to be able to camp his way back into a lead. He's got to find his way and break down that door and get your hits.
Absolutely massive barrage coming out. I want you to pay attention to how Owl is using those spell cycles. He knows what's useful. He's not just having a spell and then fixing up a situation on it. He's holding Thundaga for when he goes off. He's burning Blizzard whenever it's safe because it's not very useful. But then when he has Viaga, it's not for projectile camping. It's so he can use it as a reset in these neutral strings. Keeping the FGC and disadvantage is the key to winning against them. And Owl knows this. As trying to regain a little bit of center stage, take on the platform, Focus to drop down, pretty safe. But instead, it is going to be Arch Nemesis, and the opener sends him up with a Shoryuken.
That was an amazing conversion, and that's what Arch Nemesis needed to bring himself back into this game. He killed Owl at a very early percent, and he's going to have to do that one more time. This percent is racking up. The momentum could be in his favor, but he's looking very fragile. Here's Mr. Ryu, down throw, up and not going to hit. And the focus landing is going to be really hard for Owl to actually punish, because you only have an up air. That's not going to kill, but it's only one hit. It's not going to be able to break through that armor like that. What are you going to do here? That's a good 36%. Maybe you could have got more, but this is kill percent for OwlBBs. He has to be really, really careful. He's rolling in, trying to force the issue, getting the down tilt. This could be a stock.
Could be it. No shield break
terrified.
coming out. Couple of drop down aerial.
Is that it? That's it. That's 2-1. Arch Nemesis one game away from Grand Finals against Owl. He's beaten Darkstalker. He could be beating Owl.
My goodness, a ludicrous turnaround from Nemesis there. Absolutely from the brink. Looked like OwlBBs had it all in control, but you saw it, Focus. The panic, the fear, the adrenaline in the water. And let me tell you, Nemesis smelt blood. All those rolls, all those air dodges, the panic aerials dropping down through platforms, it was all null and void because Nemesis was patient enough and Nemesis was terrifying enough that he was able to push the issue and find some ludicrous strings.
Honestly, first off, that second stock, incredible. I'm still in awe. And then just like keeping that soft advantage going on that last stock, when you know that if you get hit by a straight down tilt, you're probably gonna die off the top to an up air. You coming back at 140, able to, even though you're the one who's closest to dying, feeling in control, sensing the panic from the opponent instead of panicking yourself, getting the stock, sign of a very strong player.
Definitely. We're going to see if we can push it all the way. We are back once again to the beauty of the Animal Crossing stage. But will it be enough right now for OwlBBs to stage a comeback? It was definitely an interesting stage to find a bit of advantage on before. Going to see when these platforms disappear if you can push it all the way, but something like that is not going to dissuade Arch Nemesis from the kind of momentum they have built up. OwlBBs knows now he has to be scared, and that little bit of doubt could be enough to drive Nemesis all the way to the true grands.
You've said it, Norris. It's surprising that a player such as Owl is going to be terrified in moments like this. You think that he's been in a situation before, able to calm his nerves, but you saw that panic at the end of this game. He's got to seize control instead of letting Arch Nemesis play the game.
Exactly, Karen's getting back safely. He knows that Nemesis can't chase him off stage, but instead he tries to burn the Blizzaga. He doesn't think Nemesis is able to challenge it, but instead he just eats a slap to the face. Dies very, very early off the side of Smashville.
And it's his stage counterpick working against him. Those narrow side blast zones, that platform by the side, encouraging him over. This meant he died really early to the back air. Owl's going to fire back with an up air.
Yeah, beats out the focus with the up air, fighting him during the hit lag. Fantastic adaptation to take a stock off the top.
I believe he's catching the dash cancel, because you can just keep holding it, and then you'll be able to take any hit. If you hit them out of that, if you get the timing right, and you hit them up there, it's a free hit. There's a big window where you can hit them, and I think Owl is going to be in control. He's going to try and repeat that.
And there we go, another falling up air. Owl absolutely using these. Oh, I was about to say, Owl using these run-off aerials are ludicrous. Trust me, run-off, platform drop aerials, any of them, all fantastic in this game. Insane stuff. Putting them on someone who's floaty like Sora with these jump cancels, with these nukes, with these spell extensions. The power he can get from just taking a platform and then choosing to approach is absolutely mind-boggling.
And you saw it. Arch Nemesis just wanted out of that situation. That's why he panic air dodged in. Some would call it American. Some would just call it a panic. And now he is a full stock down. We've seen him come back from further.
We certainly have. It could be very dangerous. There's the spin to send him out, but we have seen OwlBBs has a million ways to recover. Still, all it takes is a guess as another spin comes through, sends him right out. Fantastic work. The very, very corner of the tilt is going to force him out. Early recovery back to the stage. There's the focus cancel, but he sends him up anyway.
That's really nice way around the focus armor using your multi-hit aerials. Oh, that down smash is going to send into position for a stop. What a brilliant edge guard from OwlBBs.
Once again, that down smash is criminal. Man, the amount of power you can garner from using it. It's quick. The angle is otherworldly. It shifts your hurtbox into a different Switch game. It is just absolutely stacked with potential. And alas, OwlBBs really just catching Arch Nemesis unawares there.
It is literally a death sentence. You get that. If you're not dying, apologies. Then if you're not dying outright from the down smash, you're going to die from that edge guard. That's 2 for 2. 1 down smash, one back air. That's all it takes to force a game 5.
Now we're going to see if Arch Nemesis, and the adaptation here is very interesting because it goes both ways. We have seen that down smash is great against what Ryu wants to achieve. Hey, I can throw him off stage at a really terrible angle. I basically have Jigglypuff forward throw in a sword. That's cool. I'm going to use it, but is OwlBBs going to start relying on it a bit too heavily? Is Nemesis going to pick it up? Or is it really just going to be a non-factor? Maybe Owl doesn't even necessarily need it as we move on into the final game of this set right here.
I have a feeling that Owl would want to change how he does the strings. We saw a lot of, previously in the set, he's been doing strings that send upwards and then trying to juggle. But Arch Nemesis just has that focus that it's actually quite easy for him to land when there's no multi up air to deal with. So if he changes the string, how he does those strings, sends him to the side and allows for those edgeguard situations, those deadly edgeguard situations, it's going to put him in a really good situation. He's able to get the stocks from one advantage they win.
And we'll see what we can do.
This is a different character.
Isn't it poetic as we move on to Hollow Bastion, but this time we've got the Ken representing for Arch Nemesis here. A very interesting choice, so to speak. These two always been pit against each other, but Ryu definitely an interesting, kind of low-key winner of the final patch. So we can see if the Ken does have the movement to beat out OwlBBs here, or if it is all for naught, their focus.
I am really interested to see how Nemesis can play without Shakunetsu. Turns out it's not looking very nice. He's not off to a great start. Similar situation. OwlBBs sent Nemesis off stage, cleaned up that stock with an edge guard. It's going to be how he wins this game. This is his key win condition. To see without your play around focus.
They're doing,
I know.
They're putting absolute work in.
I'm not intending it. You're finding this out nowhere.
That's what I say. I mean, the shoe fits. The key. Don't worry. No, that's all right. Get out. As we move back on right now, and you've seen Nemesis absolutely eating a pretty gargantuan L at the start there, but almost finding a touch of death, winning 3 separate trades there to take a massive amount onto OwlBBs. Even find the kill if he played his cards right, but alas, trying to catch the Sonic Wave out of the air with the up tilt, and it is doable.
It really is. He's got that extra mobility as Ken. He's able to chase down Sora. But he's still just been struggling to actually get in up in his face. There we go. That was a lovely forward into down tilt. Shoryu gonna send him off the top.
But the focus cancels won't get you back that safe, because now OwlBBs is actually staying grounded, waiting for an air dodge into the ground and just forcing him out with a Thundaga.
That's another air dodge to the ledge that has been called out and killed Nemesis for it. He has to be really, really careful as Ken. You don't have the recovery, so you have to be really on top of your mix-ups. Can't choose the same option, can't be predictable. You have to make every hit count though. What can you do? This reset into nothing, but picking it up again. Not gonna kill with that roundhouse.
Another counter. And if you've been paying attention to the bracket, you've been watching a couple of Mewtwo games, and let me tell you, OwlBBs is using that counter like a Mewtwo confusion. You didn't need any more time off stage as Sora, but if you did, you can delay it even more by just countering these random projectiles. As he does actually go for a very hard read there. There's the spin, trying to follow him up. Not quite enough. OwlBBs trying to buy himself a little bit of ground. Perfect parry, but does get caught out with the punish. Arch Nemesis looking pretty unhealthy. Immediate up special 101. The rage is building, but the Thundaga is here. Once again, retreating back to the ledge. Looks like Arch Nemesis just cannot find a way in as he finally gets one of those rare, crisp back airs.
He hasn't been able to find a way to actually ledge trap Sora, but this is an opportunity. We've seen this before. 113% is a lot of rage, but Owl would really want to close this set out now, but you put yourself in a really bad position, Owl.
Exactly, and speaking of positioning, Nemesis able to get shield grabbed, kill Sparks, but not quite enough focus to get through the Thunder, but it's actually safe anyway. Instead, cancels down, forces him in. There's the up air!